Invite the following members of Parliament to the stage. Imanga Wamunyima from Zambia. Honorable Ina Hengari from Namibia. Honorable Stephen Baba Kamsiyamo from Malawi. Honorable Vuyo Zungula from South Africa. Honorable Mohammed Kari from the Comoros, the Union of the Comoros. Honorable Hasena Lemalesian from Kenya. Please join us on the podium. And without much ado, and with your permission, allow me to give the floor or cede the floor to the chair of the young parliamentarians from across our continent. Honorable Kimani Kuria, please.
Thank you very much. Right Honorable Prime Minister, our Prime Cabinet Secretary, and all dignitaries present here today. My name is CPA Kuria Kimani, a Member of Parliament elected by the people of Molo constituency in Kenya. I got elected in 2017 at the age of 28 years, now serving my second term. I also serve as the chairperson, the Departmental Committee of Finance and National Planning at the National Assembly. We were gathered here as young parliamentarians across Africa with a caucus called Africa Young Parliamentarians Network, which has membership of young parliamentarians across the globe, to discuss matters that affect our region. We were here to address matters of debt. Most of our countries, 80% of the African countries, have been ranked their countries in debt distress. We are here to discuss matters of anti-corruption and the new forms that anti-corruption has taken place, and make resolutions as young leaders, the solutions we offer when we go back to the parliaments that we have been elected to serve. One of our resolutions has been to stop illicit flows in our countries through enacting legislation on illicit flows, and especially on the areas of virtual assets. Digitization of our government programs. As we go ahead with taking over technology, we must make sure that all our government services are available online. Lastly, the budgeted corruption that is in our procurement system. This team has resolved to make sure when you go back to our countries, we shall enact legislation to have e-procurement, electronic procurement in our respective countries. Honourable members, when we were talking about this, and of course me being Kenyan and a great fan and a mentee of Baba, I thought that we are going to lobby our colleagues to come for this lounge, only to be surprised that Baba has not just mentored leaders in Kenya, but has mentored a few of these people that you're seeing here, leaders across the African continent. So allow me to invite a few of them to make just 1 minute presentation of what the experience has been in the interaction with the Right Honorable Baba Raila Odinga, starting with Honorable Imanga Wamanyima from Zambia.
Good evening, Your Excellencies. As I'd like to ride on the protocols that have been established. As earlier introduced, I am Imanga Wamanyima, Jr., Member of Parliament in the Republic of Zambia for a constituency called Nalolo. I was elected when I was 29. I'm the youngest Member of Parliament in that National Assembly, and I serve on the Public Accounts Committee, and I'm the Secretary General of the Youth Parliamentary Caucus. When we stood here, when we arrived here, it was a very ecstatic moment. And when I sat there to hear Baba talk about Africa, it's like a living library from Cape to Cairo. And the agenda of the youth being part of his core message could only fortify the reason why we met here in Addis Ababa as young parliamentarians. Such an illustrious and industrious career as a statesman in Kenya, as a mediator, on various fronts, and indeed even as a Prime Minister. His purpose in contributing to the African continent only could resonate with the journey of our President, President Hakainde Hichilema. And it is in this vein I'd like to state with a deep sense of conviction that as a parliamentarian from Zambia, we reaffirm our support for Baba. And this is not my position, this is the Zambian position. And we are really inspired, and we look forward to his success in the election in February. We cannot adequately describe with words the impact of his vision, just in a few minutes explained here, on what we would have as expectation. I'm deeply grateful for this opportunity, and I wish you a successful evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And now we'll hear from the Honorable Ina Hengari from Namibia.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I'm a little bit short, so let me just adjust this. Good evening, Your Excellencies. Please allow me to stand on the protocol observed earlier on by my colleagues and earlier speakers. As introduced, my name is Ina Hengari. I serve as one of the youngest members of Parliament in Namibia. I was elected to office for the first time at the age of 23 in 2019. We are now in the middle of campaigns, 19 days to elections, Namibia, but I could not resist the opportunity to be here with you, Baba. Earlier this year, I met Baba in Nairobi, and we had quite the conversation, especially because the people that I come from, the Ovaherero people, and I'm sure many of you have heard of the 1904-1908 genocide that took place in Namibia and perpetrated by the Germans. I was quite excited as a young woman and as a young leader to have somebody in front of me who could recall and recount the events of the 1904-1908 genocide. So there are many things outside of Baba's passion for youth development and ensuring that young people have a place at the decision-making table. There are many things that also connects me and my people and my country to the leadership of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga. So you have my support, Baba, and you have the support of my people. Thank you.
Amazing. And now we hear from the Honorable Stephen Kamsiyomo from Malawi.
Good evening, Your Excellencies. I'm extremely humbled to be sharing this big stage with everyone in this room. My name is Baba Stephen Malondela Kansiamo. I'm an MP for Lilongwe Southeast in Malawi, and I'm the chairperson of the Youth Caucus in Malawi. I am a member of Public Accounts Committee, but at the same time, I'm the Director of Youth for the ruling Malawi Congress Party in Malawi. I am extremely humbled to see someone I've admired from a distance seated in this room. As you've heard, my name is Baba. He happens to be a namesake, Baba, but that's not the more reason. Growing up in Malawi, listening to BBC, you could hear about Baba in Kenya. And this Baba now is seeking to get into the highest office. Baba, you've inspired millions across the globe. You're a great son of the soil, the great son of Africa. As you move on, I would like to assure you of total support from Malawi. If the son that you're seeing speaking before you is a son who was once a street kid, an orphan who has seen opportunities go by because I didn't have someone in front to hold me. But through the grace of God, We managed to save and work hard up until we got elected. I got elected in 2019 at the age of 37. But as a son of a poor man, as a street kid who has listened through the ranks and graduate of the University of Malawi, currently I'm studying Masters in Anti-Corruption with IACA in Australia. I would like, as you take into the new role, to think of the street kids who are out there, to think of the neglected Africans who are out there, to think of the future, and the future belongs to people like us, the people who've never had a name. We have millions of the youth out there who are looking forward to your expertise and your dedication to duty to uplift their lives and to change the narrative that Africa has had. We now can have hope in a son who has always believed in peace, that the son who has always believed in unity in diversity is taking the central stage. Be assured of our support from Malawi and be assured of working with you as you take the desired mantle for the sake of the mother Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Now we'll hear from the Honorable Vuyo Zungula from South Africa. Try to be short of time. Karibu.
Down with poverty, down. Down with poverty, down. Down with the exploitation of Africa's resources, down. Down with exploitation of our resources, down. Thank you very much. My name is Vuyo Zungula. I'm a member of Parliament from South Africa. I'm also a president of a political party called the African Transformation Movement. Allow me to also join in the established protocols. We want to wish Baba well for his campaign. And in your speech, I think you made particular reference to how the resources in Africa do not benefit Africans. It is something that is problematic in our continent, that we are very, very rich in terms of our natural resources, but Africa has got the poorest of the poor people in the world. It is imperative that becomes a thing of the past. It must change. It cannot be that 50 years ago we're talking about how our resources were exploited. Currently we are still speaking about that, and again we are hoping that in the next 50 years the language will not change. The second thing is that we need to build strong institutions that will resolve the conflict in the continent, institutions that will take the continent forward, institutions that will give confidence even to the people in the continent, that whenever there is conflict, trust AU to step in. It cannot be that when there's conflict, there's misunderstanding, people of this continent are going to look at other foreign institutions to help. We need to build capacity in our own institutions. And lastly, we want to have a peace and prosperity in all corners of the continent. There must be no reason why an African must die at sea trying to move to Europe simply because they are wanting a better life. They must have a better life here in Africa. We want to wish you well, Baba, and we hope that at the end of the day, Africa will win, because that is what brings us together. I thank you.
Viva Africa, viva. Viva Africa, viva. And now we hear from Honorable Senator Hezena Lematian, a senator from the Great Republic of Kenya.
With all protocol observed, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Senator Hezena Lematian from Kenya, famously referred as to Baba's daughter, Baba's lastborn. But I want to request Baba that I should not be the lastborn, that he continues to mentor and empower young people. So I want to retire from the lastborn position. I stand before you as a young senator in the Republic of Kenya, courtesy of His Excellency Right Honorable Raila Odinga's mentorship. I am from a very marginalized minority community in the northern part of Kenya. And as you all know, that an African woman, especially a young African woman going for any political seat, is equivalent to swimming with sharks. But because His Excellency Baba held my hand, mentored me, and protected me from all the evils that affect women in the political spaces, I am proud today that my people who are very marginalized have a voice in the upper house of the Parliament of Kenya, which is normally referred to as, in almost every country, as the House of the Old. I take a lot of pride in associating with Baba because over the years, he has been a person of integrity, a man who is very kind. He has never segregated Kenyans based on tribes, based on social class, and that is why when we have demonstrations against our economy in Kenya, Baba is always the leader. When Kenyans demand for their rights, they always associate it with Baba, even the recent Gen Z protest, even when Baba is not involved. But I strongly believe that is because he has inspired a generation of Pan-African, young, strong Pan-Africans across the entire continent. And that has been made very clear today during our meeting with the African Young Parliamentarians Union Network, with the UNODC and AFRODAD, speaking on corruption and fiscal policies in Africa, where we tackled a lot of problems and reasons why corruption is flourishing and metamorphosing each single day in Africa. But we realized that everything emanates from leadership. Because corruption does not swim, corruption does not have legs, corruption is the main cancer that is affecting our continent, and corruption does not see. It uses a medium called citizens of our respective nations. And in Africa we say, a fish rots from the head. That tells you we need a renaissance of African leadership, and I am very much proud to donate my Baba to the whole continent for everybody to enjoy and feel proud of what Baba stands for. A lot of times in our Kenyan politics, when we have had situations where sometimes we are hypocritical as political leaders, we do not stand for integrity sometimes because of the different politics across our different coalitions, that is the opposition and the ruling coalitions. Baba has a lot of times told me and reiterated that I should always stand with integrity. Even when sometimes I want to appear tough and abuse somebody in parliament, he always reminds me, my daughter, you have to stand for the truth at all times. So I have a lot of confidence that Kenya is offering the best of the best, the creme de la creme. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. It's a very difficult time to manage time with politicians. The Honorable Gitonga Mukunji, a Member of Parliament from Kenya, elected by the great people of Runyenjes. Please take a minute. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. Honorable Raila Odinga, our Chairman, African Union Commission, by God's grace, all protocols observed, all dignitaries. First, my name is Gitonga Mukunji. I am the Member of Parliament of Manyata constituency. And I am also the Chairman, Young Members of Parliament in Kenya. We are here today to wish you well. Honorable Raila Odinga has mentored close to all the members in the Organization of Young Members of Parliament in Kenya, over 60 members of Parliament. I've been given a chance and I've been mentored by His Excellency Honorable Raila Odinga. And we wish you well. I've had your vision of ensuring that Africa is connected, and I know we need to actually connect Africa so that we can continue sharing, bringing everybody together so that Africa can be able to actually prosper. Without a doubt, I wish your team well. We want Africa, and Africa needs a Baba, because Kenya is actually has gained a lot from your leadership. We wish you well. Thank you very much, and we continue praying for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now lastly, we have Honorable Katabazi Francis, a Member of Parliament from our neighboring country, the Great Republic of Uganda.
Thank you very much. Like they've told you, my name is Katabazi Francis Katongole. I'm the Member of Parliament of Kalungu East in the Parliament of Uganda. I'm really excited. I would like to respect all the protocol to be here today addressing you and also endorsing Baba. Baba has mentored me without never ever meeting me. That is by proxy or by what, I don't know. But with technology, you know, when you have good acts, people will always look at being there. And today, I think I will have a chance of shaking his hand, and I think I might not wash my hands for quite some time. Because of the great work he's done, Kenya is almost my second home. I've been there my hustling days, and I remember very well the time when Kenya had some turmoil after he stood so many times losing in the controversial way, but afterwards accepting. You know, that means he's a statesman. Because statesmen, they look at the next generation. It is only politicians who look at the next elections. There is a time the late President Kibaki won him the second time. By the way, I was one of your supporters, but by proxy still, because I don't vote from Kenya. But when you lost, I was very disappointed. But then later, you agreed and worked together, I think in the capacity of Prime Minister and also Minister of Roads and and Infrastructure. And there is no time Kenya has ever had good leadership like that time, when two people who are like opponents came together to work for the good of the country, other than fighting. Of course, it's also my prayer that that comes to my country. But because with me, I belong to the opposition. I'm a member of National Unity Platform, and I support Bobi Wine. But that when it comes to Baba, whether my president supported him, we agree on principle. And there is nothing that will make me happy, like among the things you've spoken about, if we have a visa-free Africa for all Africans. That would be the greatest gift you can give us, and then the rest will go. Because why should somebody from Uganda pay $60 to enter Ethiopia, another African country? I think this is not good. We should think about it, and we have hope in you. May God bless this campaign, and I'm looking forward to seeing you as the new chairman of African Union Commission. Thank you very much.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, we would have been much more members in this gathering for Africa Young Parliamentary Network, but some of our members couldn't get a visa to attend this particular meeting. So that is something that I hope that we're going to work on. So, ladies and gentlemen, please also, we have Honorable Amira Saber from Egypt. Please stand up wherever you are. She's going to the airport, yes. We have Honorable Latifa Hamisi Juakali from the Great Republic of Tanzania. A round of applause. We have Honorable Harmony Bulombe from DRC, from Democratic Republic of Congo. We have Honorable Zanel Magagula from Eswatini Kingdom. Eswatini, yes. We have Honorable Homfo Epiphany from Benin. We have Honorable Abibo Desaleu Daktari from Ethiopia. We have Honorable Abratim Bata, PhD from Ethiopia. We have Honorable Bethlehem Laki from Ethiopia. Honorable Kemal Hashi from Ethiopia. Honorable Arare Masisa from Ethiopia. Honorable Bahambula Prince Bertrand from Congo Brazzaville. And we have the minister who had been introduced earlier. Right Honorable Raila Odinga, as a young people of Africa, we admire your charisma. We admire your memory. We admire you as a body of language. We admire your clarity of our presence. And you have no doubt of your vision for the future of Africa. That is why we support you. As I wind up, ladies and gentlemen, I also take this time to condemn, and hopefully that we shall all in our respective countries condemn the femicides that have been happening across the country. We've seen young women being butchered, and we must stand firm and end this femicide against our mothers, against our sisters, against our wives. There is no reason why anybody should kill a woman. Whether she cheats on you, whether she leaves you, whatever she does, there is no reason why they should be battered. Even murderers have a chance to be heard in a court of law. Let us stop the murdering of our sisters, our mothers, and our wives. Thank you, and God bless you.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite to the podium the mentor of the young parliamentarians, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, for a photo with the young parliamentarians.
Please, the other members of parliament, please quickly come to the dais.
All the young parliamentarians, please, wherever you are. Honorable State Minister, please come forward. Take a picture. After we take this one, I think we could do with the Commissioner very quickly. Ladies, don't stand up. Okay. Yes. Okay. Are we ready, please? Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Those assisting with the cutting of the cake, those who are assisting us with the cutting of the cake, please, it's that time. Is it portable? Okay, yes. Let's bring the cake here.